man, NBA news is fantastic. A lot of signings went down yesterday, and I'm going to go through all the signings from all the teams. Well, the signings that interest me. But the first thing I want to talk about is Dwight Howard is going to Tinseltown. He's signing with the Purple Gold. This will be his third stint with the Los Angeles Lakers. Trevor Ariza is also going to the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, there were rumors out there that suggest that JaVale McGee is going to be going to the Los Angeles Lakers as well, but he signed a one-year deal with the Phoenix Suns. Let's talk real fast about Dwight Howard. Personally, they should have kept Dwight Howard. This is their way of saying oopsie on their part when they let Dwight Howard go to the Philadelphia 76ers. And they signed Montrezl Harrell. I told you guys then when that went down, that was a terrible signing for the Los Angeles Lakers. Just terrible, because Dwight Howard really is a pure five. And this signing obviously means that AD is going to go back to his 4 position. He's more suited to play power forward than center. And when you talk about Montrezl Harrell, I told you guys that was a bad signing. He should have just took the money and ran. He should have went to the Charlotte Hornets. But he wanted to prove the Clippers of how wrong they did him by not signing him to, because he had that Larry Bird rule. He could have gotten a huge contract with the Clippers. The Clippers said, "Nah, fam, just go on out there." And now Montrezl Harrell is part of a trade. Montrezl Harrell, as well as Qais, and I forgot the other player, is going to be traded to the Wizards in return of the Lakers getting Russell Westbrook. Now, the Lakers roster and the money that they're going to be paying these players is ridiculous. You got LeBron James making some big-time money. Russell Westbrook is definitely making some big-time money. AD's making some big-time money. They don't really have a lot of cap flexibility to sign max contracts. Now, if veteran players want to go to the Los Angeles Lakers and sign minimal deals, that's fine and dandy. And remember last week, I told you guys that DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry was not going to sign minimum contracts. When you talk about Kyle Lowry, he's going to the Miami Heat. I believe that's a 3-year deal. Now he's going to be teaming up with Jimmy Buckets. Jimmy Buckets also signed some big-time money with the Miami Heat. I feel like that's a good roster. I think they're a couple of players away. They're definitely going to be contenders in the playoffs. There's no doubt about that. And they really upgraded their roster on top of the other signings they did yesterday. But I feel like the Miami Heat are going to be a threat in the playoffs. We're just going to have to wait and see how much of a threat they're going to be when they go up against the Milwaukee Bucks, as well as the Brooklyn Nets. Speaking of those two teams, they lost some players yesterday, more so for the Brooklyn Nets. Jarrett signed a multi-year deal to be with the Cleveland Cavaliers. That clearly hurt the Brooklyn Nets on their depth. So they're going to be in the same situation, depth. Excuse me, why did I say depth? Depth. The Brooklyn Nets depth on the roster. That's going to, they're going to be in the same situation as the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, they're attractive teams, Los Angeles Lakers and the Brooklyn Nets, but I don't think they're going to, veteran players signing minimum deals just to chase rings. I don't know if, a lot of players that have potential, that still have talent left in these streets, want to sign veteran minimum deals when clearly, when you look at all these organizations are willing to pay the money to, you can get a multi-year deal with these organizations because they're throwing their cash out, man. They're They're not saving for a rainy day or nothing. They're paying people. Okay, so Kyle Lowry is going to the Miami Heat. A lot of people thought that he was going to sign a minimum deal with the Los Angeles Lakers. That did not happen. Now, Alonzo Ball is getting ready to be he already signed his deal with the Chicago Bulls. That's a multi-year deal. And the Chicago Bulls is throwing money as well. Steph Curry is going to sign a multi-year deal and stay with the Golden State Warriors. A lot of people thought that he was going to go to the Los Angeles Lakers and chase rings when he already has hardware. I don't know why people thought that, but nevertheless, that's what people were talking about. As well as Iggy, who was a member of the Miami Heat. There's speculation out there that he may return back to the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors is first on this list, and if he can't get a deal with the Golden State Warriors, then he's going to switch his focus on the Los Angeles Lakers. The Golden State Warriors can give him. He can make a few bucks with the Golden State Warriors. He's not gonna be making major money, but he'll be making some nice coin with the Golden State Warriors. I think the Golden State Warriors have some cap flexibility. Some cap flexibility. I don't think it's the same situation or the same issues or the same problems that the Brooklyn Nets and the Los Angeles Lakers doing, because now they got a multitude of players that's making some real serious change on their roster, and it's going to make life difficult for them to sign some major talent or get major talent to sign minimum deals. Now, Carmelo Anthony, he's still out there. I told you last week that I feel like Carmelo Anthony is going to stay with the Portland Trail Blazers, and the Portland Trail Blazers organization is going to throw money at their situation, throw money at their problem, make Dame Dollar feel very comfortable as far as signing a multi-year deal with the Portland Trail Blazers. They're going to move hell and high water to make Dame happy because they don't want to tick him off, and he forces their hand as far as trading him. Now, Stephen A. Smith said on First Take yesterday, he has sources, and he feels and he believes that Dame Dollar interest is in the New York Knicks. We're gonna have to wait and see about that. That hadn't came from Dame Dollar's mouth. Nothing has came from his mouth as far as trading. Now, he has talked about staying with the Portland Trail Blazers, so we're going to have to wait and see how that turns out. I'm going to tell you how serious this NBA free agency as well as trades and signings go. These owners are paying mad money to these players. These players are making money out here. Your boy, Tim Hardaway's son, signed a multi-year deal to stay with the Dallas Mavericks. Okay, so if he can make some major coin, yes, you could definitely make some major coin in the NBA, in the association. Chris Paul opt out of that deal. A lot of people were talking about this a strong possibility that he go to the Golden State Warriors, Los Angeles Lakers, and team up with his good friend LeBron James. Well, he signed a multi-year deal with the Phoenix Suns, and this is probably going to be his last contract, his swan song of him making major money anyway. He's going to remain with the Phoenix Suns. I think the way how the contract's drummed up or signed up, he's going to be 40 years old when it's all said and done. It's a multi-year deal. So he really is, he's really putting his trust with the Phoenix Suns, and he sees that the Phoenix Suns are building something special over there. Now, in other news, I forgot this. As well as Kawhi Leonard, he's a free agent. A lot of people saying there's a possibility he can reunite. I mean, he can go back to the Los Angeles Lakers. Los Angeles Lakers don't have the money, folks. Okay, I don't know where people are getting that. There's a possibility he can go to the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat don't really have that type of money to recruit the Claw. I feel like Kawhi is going to stay put with the Clippers. He's going to sign a multi-year deal that could get him or land him a $200+ million contract. So we're going to have to wait and see what he's going to do. But when you think about it, the place I see him going to is the Clippers. The Clippers are making him happy, and he's happy with the Clippers, the organization. And I feel like the Clippers going to be his last team as far as him going anywhere else. Okay, so that covers everything. Now, as far as Montrezl Harrell and Kuz, they've been very cordial on social media. They really haven't said anything damaging or something negative towards the Los Angeles Lakers organization. Kuz on social media, on Instagram Live, said that he's a Laker forever as he departs to the Washington Wizards. Now, when you talk about Montrezl Harrell, he opted in, and now he's got 1 year with the Wizards, and then he's probably going to go into free agency next year around this time. And hopefully there's going to be a market for Montrezl Harrell, because he's going to be playing for a contract this up and coming basketball season. Because not a lot of takers in the market. The market was very dry for him. Like I said a multitude of times on this channel, he should have took the money and signed a multi-year deal with the Charlotte Hornets. I don't think he's going to be making that type of money anymore. I don't think people are going to throw crazy amount of money to Montrezl Harrell. He's not a difference maker. He's limited on what he can do, particularly in today's basketball. His perimeter game is suspect. Now he's an athletic player that utilizes his talent as far as his athletic talent. He can get rebounds. But he can't defend. He can't keep his opponent in front of him. He has issues defending a 5 or a 4. He's really a small forward. But he has the mental. He's mentally prepared like he's a 4. He's really a 3 in my opinion. Except his offensive game is suspect. Okay, and and the way how he defends players is suspect as well. It's gone like Casper the Friendly Ghost. It never even existed. Okay, so I feel like Montrezl Harrell is going to play for the Washington Wizards. Now, there is speculation out there that there may be a deal that the Brooklyn Nets might be interested in Montrezl Harrell. I don't think they have the cap space to do that. And speaking of the Brooklyn Nets, this will be the final year of that big 3. They're all going to be free agents next season. James Harden, Kevin Durant, as well as, I forgot his name, Kyrie Irving. And a lot of people are talking about next season is going to be a lot of big stars for next season. But to me, I feel like Kevin Durant and maybe Kyrie Irving will stay with the Brooklyn Nets, and James Harden will possibly revisit or think about staying with the Brooklyn Nets. I think he fits perfectly with those 3 guys. But they're trying to build their roster, but they have limited cap space. They don't have the cap flexibility, and they're in the same situation as the Los Angeles Lakers. When you build these super teams and you have 3 talented players and they make max money, it's kind of difficult to sign other major or contending talent. You just sort of have to pick and choose and just build these rosters on veteran minimum contracts, and just not a lot of players that's going to do that. Caruso, who was a shooter for the Los Angeles Lakers, He's close to signing a deal elsewhere. I forgot the team that's getting ready to sign him. I apologize. I had it in my head. I just lost it. I lost my train of thought. I do apologize. But like I said in the beginning of this video, I'm only really talking about things that I saw interesting. But a lot of money has been thrown with these signings, and it just shows there's a lot of owners out there that's willing to give max dollars or close to max dollars to a lot of questionable, talented players out there. Okay, I was very shocked and awe and surprised that Hardaway Jr. got that money from the Dallas Mavericks. I think he's a good player, but I just don't think he's that good of a player to get that type of max money. And I could be butchering his name, okay? So I know people are going to say in the comment section, no, that's not him, Chris. That's so-and-so. I do apologize if I butchered the name. I think I am butchering the name or mixing up names, but nevertheless, you know who I'm talking about. I was just shocked that he got that max contract. Okay, so yeah, that's all I got as far, and it's gonna be more signings along the way. Connell, oh shoot, I forgot his name. Oh my God, he was the point guard for the Memphis Grizzlies. He went to Utah, and I think Utah is got him locked, stocked, and barrel. That was going to be one of the free agencies free agent players that people were going to try to get for a minimum contract. A lot of these contending teams like the Clippers, the Los Angeles Lakers, but now the Los Angeles Lakers got Russell Westbrook, so they're good at the point position. But the Los Angeles Lakers are going to be in the same predicament like they were last year. They just don't have enough. They got to fill up their roster spot, and if they could somehow sign Anthony, not Anthony Davis. Oh my God, these names just go back and forth. If they could sign Melo to a contract, which he will have to take a minimum deal, and I just don't see the market is very good for Carmelo Anthony. I feel like he could either go back to Portland. Now there's rumors and speculation out there that he'll either go to Portland or he'll go to the New York Knicks, and those two teams have money. All right. That's the one thing that the Lakers would love to have all this talent, just don't have the money, and they're willing to go over. They're willing to go over the salary cap, but I don't think they're gonna go over it seriously like the Cleveland Cavaliers. When they'll just when they had LeBron James over there with Cleveland, Dan Gilbert was willing to go over the salary cap to make LeBron James happy. I don't think they're going to go that serious. They may go over $1 million or $2 million over, but I don't think they're going to go over like Dan Gilbert paying all those fines. And particularly when, if you go over, does this mean that this team is going to win a title? I think there's a lot of teams out there that have stepped up, and their rosters are better than the Los Angeles Lakers. I feel like they're better I think they're a notch better than the Clippers. But when you talk about the Brooklyn Nets, that's a three-headed monster that they really don't have an answer for. So they will probably have to depend on maybe somebody from the East knocking them off. And the Milwaukee Bucks is on the rise. They won the chip. That's a serious contender. The Philadelphia 76ers, that will be a matchup problem for the Lakers if the Lakers can make it to the finals. But even in the Western Conference Finals, the Phoenix Suns, they're only getting better. Okay, the Golden State Warriors, yes, you heard me, the Golden State Warriors are in position to be better than they were last year. And they did beat the Los Angeles Lakers in the playoffs. Now, the Los Angeles Lakers was One of their superstars went down with AD, but that could still remain true next season, because AD has never been fully healthy in any NBA season since he's been in the NBA, and there's a possibility that he could be injured again. And even when AD was there in the regular season, the Phoenix Suns did pretty good against the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't think the Los Angeles Lakers are the team to beat in the Western Conference. I feel like that you have to leave that crown to the Phoenix Suns. Mike Conley. I think I'm butchering his last name. He was the point guard for the Memphis Grizzlies. He signed with Utah. Okay, so and also the Denver Nuggets are losing players as well. So yeah, that's all I got for today. I don't want to make this video. I feel like this video is extremely long. I need to cut it. I wanted to talk more about real fast, real quick. So on the Western Conference Finals, I feel like the favorites as of right now. I know a lot of Vegas and a lot of people are going to assume it's the Lakers, but I really think it's the Phoenix Suns. And after the Phoenix Suns, then you can throw in the Lakers, then you can throw in the Clippers. But I'm going to tell you teams that y'all need to be looking out for if they keep their roster as status quo. Okay, now unless they make trades and make changes, this is subject to change, like a fight card. But in my opinion, the Golden State Warriors, they got particularly in the NBA draft, they drafted very well. They got high marks for that. Now they do have two players that they're going to have to develop, and it's going to take a couple of years till you see the potential talent of those two players, okay? But they're going to still contribute for the Golden State Warriors, and they, particularly their draft pick of last year, this will be his second year, and he's going to get better. Then you got Steph, Clay, and Draymond, even though Draymond is on a downside. And if Iggy signs to the Golden State Warriors, that's even going to cement and make that line, well, particularly their roster a little bit better. Even though Iggy was on a downcline with the Miami Heat, but I felt like his skill set really didn't fit well with the Miami Heat, and it fits perfectly well with the Golden State Warriors. All right, if they can get Iggy and sign him to a veteran minimum contract, he'll make a little money with the Golden State Warriors, but not a lot of money with the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors is a team y'all should be watching out for, and I'm gonna throw this name. Yes, people are going to really look at me side-eyed, but I feel like the Sacramento Kings, they have the makings of being a lot better than they were last year. Definitely, they should be better. I feel like they may be playoff contenders. All right. I'm going to go ahead and just throw it out there. I just think the Sacramento Kings, the signings that with Qais, I was speaking very negatively to Qais and Montrezl Harrell, because you really couldn't depend on them when it matters the most for the Lakers. But the Sacramento Kings is a smaller market, in my opinion, when you compare it to the Los Angeles Lakers market, even though they're in the same state. Okay, I get all that, but it's not a lot of pressure to play in Sacramento versus playing for the purple and gold of the Los Angeles Lakers. And not a lot of pressure in Sacramento. A lot of people are not having Sacramento on their map as far as being a playoff team. They could be a playoff team. They have some pieces there where, they could be a team on the rise. I definitely feel like they should be in the playoffs, and they can have a similar situation just like the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns got themselves in the playoffs, and they effed around and made it to the finals. All right, and Sacramento has that capability. They got a lot of talent on that roster. Now, like I say, if they keep what they have, okay. Now, if they end up signing Buddy Hield somewhere, trading him someplace else, if they trade, if they're more sellers of what they already have, like, waiting until the trade deadline to see if somebody wants Montrezl Harrell. They're going to give them draft picks for them, or they're going to flip those pieces that they got for the Lakers. Is Qais Qais on their radar as far as he's a difference maker player? And even though I have issues with Qais and Montrezl Harrell, they're not very dependable players, but I feel like they're going to play a lot better with the Sacramento Kings versus the Los Angeles Lakers. Okay, so yeah, that's all I got. Yeah, this video is way too long. I do apologize. I had a lot of stuff to talk about. But I want to talk about Chicago Bulls, but we'll forget about that. But guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. It's your boy. I'm up out of here. Deuces.